Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. 30 minutes or less each meal, and I have 5 for you. So the first one, cheesy garlic pesto chicken sliders. I'm just cutting the rolls in half. Now we're going to keep all the rolls connected, and we're going to put the bottom into our casserole dish. Now I have some melted butter here, and I'm going to add the minced garlic and the parsley, and then we'll just set that aside. Now we're going to spread half the pesto onto the bottom rolls. We're going to add our shredded chicken. And now we'll top that with the shredded cheese. Now our oven is preheating to 375 degrees, and now all we need to do is top the other side of the rolls with the remaining pesto. Now we're going to take the butter and we'll brush that on the top rolls, and then this goes into the preheated oven for 10 minutes loosely covered with foil. Take the foil out and then bake for another 5 to 10 minutes until the cheese is hot and fully melted. I think I should have left the foil on mine a little longer, but it's because I used a small oven. But they didn't burn, they just were a little darker than I wanted them to be. But they were absolutely delicious, and we just had chips with ours. So enjoyed. It was a nice change from a full meal on a hot day. Now we're going to do a super quick honey garlic beef stir fry. And the first thing we do, which I didn't film, is I'm making the rice. You can do that any way you like, but if you want to just do it on the stove, you put rice and water in the pot, bring it to a boil, reduce the heat, cover, and allow it to simmer for 18 to 20 minutes. I use a rice cooker. You can use an Instant Pot, whatever you want to do. So as far as the actual recipe here, we're going to slice up this beef and then toss it with the cornstarch. Then we'll set that aside, and then we'll mix up our sauce, which is made up of soy sauce, honey, and garlic. You put that in a bowl, mix that up. Now we have everything prepped, we're going to start cooking. We're going to put some oil in the skillet. I have this on medium high. You want to put the meat in here in batches so that it doesn't all stick together. And then you're going to cook that for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now the recipe that I was sort of loosely following said to use high heat, but this pan cooks quite hot, so I didn't want to use high heat. I probably would have speed up the beef cooking. However, it makes a terrible mess when I do that. So you know your ovens and your skillets. Just cook it the way you like. Like I said, I did medium high. And I had 2 batches. The second batch wasn't very big. Now once we get the meat out, we're going to add the vegetables. You can use fresh vegetables. I just grabbed this out of the freezer. It's what I had on hand. And it took probably about 5 minutes for this to cook. Once it's done, we're going to return the meat, and then we'll add the sauce that we made earlier, and then we mix everything together. I covered it so that it could all work together and get that sauce over everything, and then it was ready. You just serve that over your rice, and you can use sesame seeds if you want. It's optional, or any other toppings you like. Here are our finished plates, and we had leftovers for lunch the next day, which is always nice. And here are your ingredients. I hope you give it a try. After doing the beef recipe on rice, I decided to do Big Daddy's favorite when we go out to eat Chinese. He always gets the General Tso's. So, first of all, you mix your chicken with your cornstarch. I used way too much cornstarch there. Anywho, these are chicken thighs, and I just cut them up into small cubes. We're going to be tossing the chicken in batches with the cornstarch and then tapping off the excess. And then you'll see that most of this cornstarch is on my shirt towards the end of the video. But I do, after my shirt's ruined, go get an apron on. It was just one of those days. Now for the sauce, we're using water, soy sauce, rice vinegar, hoisin sauce, sugar, and cornstarch, which will thicken it. And all the recipes that I'm sharing with you today will be in the description box below. There'll be a link. It'll take you to my blog, and I'll either have the recipe typed out, or if I have the original link where I found the recipe, I use that. So now that we have the sauce done, we'll start cooking. Preheated the skillet with the oil, and then we're going to cook the chicken in batches. You want to saute them until they're golden on both sides and cook through, so make sure your chicken's done, and then remove it from the pan. Go to your next round until it's all finished. Why is there a lonely chicken nugget left? Because I didn't check the temperature. Fortunately, they were done. Now I'm putting in the second round. Now the chicken's done. We're going to add garlic, ginger, and pepper flakes. We'll just saute that for a few seconds. Now we're going to add the sauce that we made earlier, and then we'll bring this to a simmer. We want to cook off any vinegar, and then you want to taste the sauce if you want to add any more soy sauce or vinegar, whichever you prefer. I don't eat General Tso's, so Big Daddy wasn't home, so I just went with what I had. He said it was really good, so if he said that, I was pretty impressed. Now we're going to add the chicken back in, and we'll just toss it, make sure we get sauce on all the chicken, both sides, and then we served ours with sesame seed, or at least it was an option. I know I used it. I'm not sure if Big Daddy did, but it is optional. Like I said, very, very good. I wanted to put something on our indoor grill, so I'm going to grill a pork tenderloin. First of all, I'm going to put some seasonings in this bowl. I did some sea salt, garlic powder, thyme, sage, tarragon, paprika, and pepper. I did forget the pepper, actually. I was going to use pepper, and I had written it down, but I forgot. Anywho, we'll do that first. I'm going to go ahead and heat up the grill. I think I did like a medium high. I think it was like 450. And it took about 20 minutes, so definitely falls under the 30 minutes or less. Now, the pork loin came with 2 in the package, and I only used 1. There wasn't any leftovers for lunch the next day, and I thought there would be, but next time I'll just double the seasonings here and put both of them in the grill. So I sprayed it with some olive oil, and then I rubbed the seasoning all over it and got it cooking. Okay, yeah, 450. Now you could cook this on an outdoor grill or even a grill pan on the stove, whichever way you want to do it. Now I cooked mine for 10 minutes on one side, and then I flipped them over and did 10 minutes on the other side. And I just checked the temperature, and it was fine. I'm going to go ahead and get them out and just tint them, and for about 5 minutes I think it was. I served ours with a baked potato that I did in the microwave and some skillet green beans. The pork loin was fantastic. I hope you try that seasoning mix. I didn't realize I'd done so many Chinese meals for this 30 minutes or less till I put it together today. But now I know why. Whenever we order Chinese, it's 10 minutes. So I guess they're all fast. Anywho, first thing I'm doing is putting in the chicken broth and the soy sauce, the sherry, cornstarch, honey, garlic, sesame oil, and red pepper flakes. This will be the sauce we're going to use for this recipe. Cashew chicken. This one, however, goes in the oven, so I do have it preheating to 425. Now I have a 9 by 13 casserole dish, and I sprayed it with some olive oil so that nothing sticks. Now this called for chicken tenders. I didn't have any, but I did have this frozen chicken in the freezer, and it was cubed, so I knew it would cook in time. And then on top of your chicken, you're going to put the snow peas, cashews, and scallions, and just mix all this together. Now we're going to pour the sauce over it that we made earlier, and we'll pop this in the oven. It took about 15 to 20 minutes to cook, and I made some rice while it was cooking. Definitely fell under the 30-minute mark, and it was really good. Here are our finished plates, and I hope you give it a try. If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to leave me a clock emoji in the comments. That way I know you were here. I want to wish you a wonderful week, and I'll see y'all on Friday. Bye, guys.